So, settle in comfortably, grab a coffee or tea, because you're about to discover a story that will take your breath away. That of a little girl from Créteil who dreamed of circuses and horses, before becoming one of the most iconic voices in French music. A story that begins under the market sun, with candies, dreams, and a piano that would change everything. Annie Chancel, her real name, was born in Créteil in 1945 to a modest family. Her father sold sweets at markets, and her childhood was immersed in this bustling atmosphere. Picture the colorful stalls, vendors' cries, lingering customers. There, between marshmallow packs and caramels, Annie first dreamed of becoming an acrobat or horse rider. But everything changed at age 8 when she began piano and music theory. It was a revelation. She understood that music was her language, her way of expressing what she felt. As a teenager, she juggled accounting studies, helping at the family stall, and her songs. Market customers often heard her perched near the cash register, singing tunes of the era. Her crystalline voice, pure as an angel's, earned her a nickname, Radio. Some even said she sang on loop like a playlist. And she didn't keep this talent to herself. In 1962, at 17, she joined a local rock band, Les Guitars Brothers. First stages, first ovations. Shy young Annie discovered the power of shared emotion. But it was a meeting that sealed her fate. Claude Carrere, an ambitious producer with a reputation as a talent scout. He was captivated by her unique voice, that blend of softness and strength. He convinced her parents to sign an exclusive contract and imposed a choice: change her name. Sheila, like the Tommy Rowe song, became her artistic identity, a name that would soon resonate across France, then the world. Yet behind the hits and glitter, another story began, a story of control. Carrere, this marketing genius, would decide everything for her: songs, tours, schedules. Sheila became a success machine, but at what cost? Years later, she confided to Marion magazine, "I was exploited. I weighed only 45 kilograms after a tour in Rouen. I ended up in the hospital." She was even called a cash cow on a TV show, admitting, "He signed all the songs. I was just a golden goose." Still, Sheila resisted, created, asserted herself. With hits like L'école est finie or Les Royce Mages, she became a 60s icon. Then came the next decade. The music industry evolved, disco and funk exploded. Sheila refused to stay stagnant. In 1979, she took a bold gamble, recording Spacer with Nile Rodgers, Chic's legendary guitarist. A revolutionary album blending disco, synths, and her unmistakable voice. The hypnotic bassline of Spacer became an anthem, propelling Sheila to international stardom. But beware. Behind the success lay more intimate battles, personal tragedies, a story of resilience that will move you deeply. And that's precisely the story we'll explore in the next part of this video. You'll discover how Sheila survived her darkest hours, how she reclaimed her creative freedom, and the terrible price she paid for her glory. But first, if you enjoyed this dive into the destiny of one of our greatest artists, don't hesitate to like, share this video around you, and of course subscribe to catch the rest. See you soon. Imagine the late 70s. Dance floors are buzzing, glitter lights up discos, and in this disco whirlwind, a crystalline voice becomes the soundtrack of a generation. Sheila's voice, with her hit, Funky, and its addictive rhythm conquering the airwaves. But behind this music moving Europe, a silent transformation was unfolding. Farewell to the image of the well-behaved schoolgirl in plaid dresses. The singer swapped hair bows for a glamorous bob and sparkling outfits. This new Sheila, confident, sophisticated, wasn't just following trends. She anticipated them. Her secret? A knack for reinvention that would make her a music industry survivor. As the 80s arrived with synths and shoulder pads, Sheila navigated trends with uncanny agility. Her 1982 album Cheeb, followed by 1984's Devotion, marked a turning point. The hit Your Love Is Good For Me fused pop and new electro influences, proving she could rival rising young stars. It's simple. She had an ear like a radar, a producer later said. She sensed winds of change before anyone else. But what fascinated even more than her costumes was her media omnipresence. From Champs-Élysées to Secret Soirée, Sheila became TV's ideal guest. Always smiling, elegant, professional. A flawless image control masking personal torment. For since 1964, a vile rumor had gnawed at her career. Sheila is a man. This urban legend, born after her onstage collapse in Rennes, caused by severe anemia and hormone treatments, reached nightmarish proportions. But if Sheila has experienced peaks of joy, she has also plunged into depths of sorrow. And here, we approach a heart-wrenching chapter. The loss of her only son, Ludovic Chancel. Born in 1975 from her union with Ringo, Ludovic grew up in the spotlight, yet his was a complicated childhood. Sheila, overwhelmed by her career, often felt guilty for not being present enough. In his autobiographical book Fils de, Ludovic confessed, "I felt she didn't show me enough affection, a pain for a mother who loved her son more than anything." Yet, despite the tensions, love remained. In 2015, Ludovic wrote her a devastating birthday message on Facebook. "She will always be my mom. I wish you health, love, peace. I love you, Mom." These words, posted amidst emotional turmoil, reveal the complexity of their relationship. A fierce filial love, hindered by unresolved misunderstandings. Then, in July 2017, tragedy struck. Ludovic died at 42, likely from an overdose. Sheila's grief is unimaginable. How does one survive the loss of a child? In an interview, she whispered, "When I speak, I feel like Ludo is still close to me. I sense him." And she adds, with fragile strength, "He wouldn't want to see me collapse." This story is that of a woman who loved passionately, through joy and pain. From artistic collaborations that illuminated her career to the trials that shattered her heart, Sheila has always shown extraordinary resilience. So, if this story moves you, if you admire Sheila as we do, like, share, subscribe. Tell us in the comments what resonates most about her journey. And see you soon for the next chapter of this legend. Voiceover, imagine that weight. A secret buried for decades, carried like a melody no one ever heard. Then, one day at 79, she decides to offer it to the world. Sheila, that legendary voice that cradled generations, has just unveiled a part of her soul. And believe me, what you're about to discover is far deeper than a simple song. Development. The loss of her son Ludovic was a thunderclap in the singer's life. A shock so brutal she described the pain as a bottomless sea. Yet, in the eye of the storm, Sheila found a lifeline. Her faith in reincarnation. "It helps me breathe, to not drown," she confided, her eyes glistening with fragile light. In a poignant interview, she murmured words that echoed for countless grieving parents. "Motherhood is a path strewn with joys and stones, but Ludovic will always be my star. I simply pray he's at peace, somewhere in the universe." Rather than collapse, she transformed her sorrow into fuel. She returned to the microphone not as escape, but as an act of defiance. "Music is my language to express what words cannot carry," she explains. Each concert becomes a dialogue with the audience, a way to weave an invisible thread between those who've endured similar wounds. Fans feel it. When she performs Lecho de Absence, it's not just a melody. It's a hand reaching through the darkness. Yet, beneath this apparent strength, Sheila harbored another mystery. For years, speculation swirled around her meteoric career. Why did some songs seem encoded like secret messages? Was it tied to her childhood spent in Parisian cabaret wings? Or to that tumultuous relationship with a composer, which she always refused to discuss? Transition. And now, today, she finally chooses to reveal what shaped her art from within. But beware, this is no ordinary confession. She waited until 79 to share this truth, like a final love letter to her audience. Call to action. If you too have swayed to Je ne regret rien or shed a tear to Les Fuilis Morts, stay with us. The next part of this story will unveil what Sheila has kept silent since 1958. And if this story touches you, remember to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss a single exclusive revelation. We promise you, this is heavy stuff,